everybody, welcome back to Parent Vibes. In today's video, I'd like to talk about baby-led weaning. If you are here, you probably already know what it is, but just in case, baby-led weaning is an approach to adding foods in a baby's diet of breast milk or formula. If you are undecided, your baby is about 5-6 months and you are deciding if doing baby-led weaning or not, you're freaking out, I hope this video can help you, and I'd like to share my opinion and my experience with our daughter. Baby-led weaning is believed to help the whole development of your baby, so there are some benefits to it, and also it's going to help the hand-eye coordination of the baby. And the things that I like the most, it's focused on a positive experience related with mealtime because it's self-feeding. So it's the first time that your baby will be doing something for themselves and gain a little bit of independence. And the baby will be seated at the table with you, eating the same thing that you eat in the long term, probably not in the very beginning. And she or he is going to associate mealtime with something positive, with something to do together with the whole family. There are also some risks, mainly one risk with baby-led weaning, which is the risk of choking. And I mean, there's nothing that you can avoid because if will happen some situation like that, there's not much you can do to avoid that, but there's something you can do to equip yourself as much as you can to react in the best way if something like that might happen. What you can do is doing definitely a CPR course. You can do it online or you can do it in person, and that will give you a lot of more of security on what you're doing. And then there's, for example, a book that I bought. I will link it down below, very simple, that will teach you how to cut the food depending on the age of the baby, what foods to present, how to present the foods, and how to cook them safely. And there are two main Instagram pages. One of them is also a website that it's called Solid Starts, and they sell courses of baby-led weaning and recipes. If you're not very kitchen friendly, let's say, and you don't have many ideas, it was super helpful. But in general, the Instagram pages will give you a lot of guidance and will show you a lot of other babies eating foods from 6 months old to 1 year old, and it will definitely help you because you will see how, if so many other family made it happen, it's going to be easy also for your baby. And then the cons of baby-led weaning, one big con is definitely the time. If you're not able to be there once your baby's starting solids, I would not recommend to do baby-led weaning. I personally wasn't working when our baby started eating solids, so I was able to prepare the foods and be there to assist and to watch my baby. I wouldn't have trust in anyone being there. And that's a big one. So if you have to go to work and you're not able to be there, probably is not the best option for you. And the second one is the mess. It's going to be very, very messy. But at the same time, it's going to be a lot of fun for your baby because baby love mess. So either you embrace the mess, or maybe you want to start with spoon feeding if that's not your thing, if that gives you anxiety or you don't want to deal with that. And some suggestion to start baby-led weaning, it's starting with the simplest food that you can and the easiest flavor for your baby to try. The majority of parents recommend usually sweet potato, bananas, and avocados. These are very, very easy textures, and usually every kid's used to like it. But then when you will start baby-led weaning, you'll see how your baby wants what you are eating. Even if you guys are eating the same thing, the baby will want something that is in your plate. And in general, we really, really enjoy it, and I think that our daughter enjoys it too because she's exposed to several amount of colors, texture, and she can explore with her own hand and eat when she wants and stop when she's full. So it's a very fun experience for a baby. It's not just a mealtime, it's not just to feed themselves, but it's also to play and to learn, especially to learn a lot. Imagine that before that, babies are just used to suck, and with baby-led weaning, they'll start to swallow, to chew, to move the food around their mouth and understand how that works, which is amazing for a little baby that never had that experience. It must be like a new world. And it's believed that if babies are exposed in early stages with different types of food and texture, they will less likely be picky eaters in the future. And also, it's great for me to expose the food for what it actually is, because when you're doing only spoon feeding and serving purees to your babies, they always try those food masked into something else, into the same texture, so they do not try different textures. In the very beginning, of course, it's a little scary, but little by little, when you will feel more comfortable and your baby will feel more comfortable and understand what they're eating, they eat literally everything. My baby is 11 months old. She still has no teeth. She's almost 11, no teeth, and she ate meatballs, ravioli, chicken wings, beef, every type of fruits, cheese, toast, and it's extremely fun to look at. I don't get tired of looking at her enjoying her food. And you see how a little person like that already has her own taste. There's things that she loves, things that she doesn't like that much, things that she devours as soon as I put them in the plate. And it's just so, I really enjoy it so much. Something also important to remember is that you are responsible just to expose your baby to the food. If the baby does not eat, then the baby doesn't eat. Just don't stress over it. Your job is to present it a big variety of foods, veggies, protein, fats, carbs, fruits, and then the baby will do what they like, which is also great because they can self-regulate just with the milk. While with spoon feeding, you really don't know if the food is if the baby's liking it or not, if they're full or not, because it's hard for them to give you a feedback. And in the very beginning, there will be a lot of food throwing all over the place. That's normal. That does not mean that they don't like it. Sometimes they won't touch the food. Sometimes they will eat everything. Sometimes they will like one thing and the day after they are not gonna touch it. Which does not mean that they don't like it. You should expose the baby at least 20 times to one food before deciding or establish if they like it or not. And as far as food allergy, it's better if you expose your baby to these foods as early as possible with food with high allergic reactions, possibility of allergic reaction. And in our case, we did it very early, but one food at a time, so you can understand what is the food that can cause a reaction. And preferably try these foods early in the morning, so if there is some kind of reaction, your doctor is still in office and there's all the time to react, while you don't want to go through that in the middle of the night if you serve some type of food at night that can cause allergy. And what else to mention? I believe personally that it's something completely natural. If you think about it, in the ancient time, there were not food processors, and somehow human being kept evolving and developing and surviving. So I think that we are built to eat solids in a solid form. And then another thing to mention though is that if you choose to go with baby-led weaning, does not mean that you cannot offer purees. You can mix the two things. You can spoon feed and try little by little foods, finger foods, until you and your baby will feel comfortable with it. It's not one thing or the other, and you just see what works for you. And then think about it, like purees and prepared foods were presented to us from marketers. It's just marketing that made us believe that babies need to eat something different than what we eat, but that's not the truth. They can eat everything that you eat with certain precaution, of course. And if you start doing that, you will see, for example, now for us, if there is a family event, she can eat the same that we eat. If we go out at the restaurant, she's equipped to pick something on the menu that is good for her without having to bring purees and spoon feed her. And so far, our experience is completely positive. Did I freak out in the beginning? Absolutely. I was super scared. The babies start doing weird sounds, or you think that they're not breathing and they're just learning. Actually, if they do those weird sounds and you think that they are suffocating, it's actually good because they are responding. They have a feedback to what is in their mouth and they try to understand how to manage it. And you will get used to it and your baby will get used to it. Now, she's almost 11 months, I mentioned, and I feel completely comfortable of her eating. And then there's some essentials that you will need to start baby-led weaning. The first one is a high chair. You will need it anywhere, even if you do spoon feeding. The recommendation is that the baby needs to be able to sit up for themselves so they are comfortable, and you definitely need a footrest. If the baby does not have a footrest, they will be uncomfortable and they will associate mealtime with something negative. They will start crying, so you need to make sure that they are sit correctly. There's many chairs in the market, so many chairs. The one that pediatricians usually recommend is a trip truck chair. Very popular, but also very expensive, very heavy to move around and not that easy to clean. And the other one that all the parents love is the IKEA one. Extremely affordable, but it does not come with a footrest. But the good news is that there's a lot of companies that provide items to customize this chair, the footrest and other pieces to make it cuter than just a white piece of plastic. But it's extremely easy to clean. You want to avoid any high chair that has some type of fabric because that is going to be a mess and you're going to feed your baby 3 times a day, so you don't want to clean that 3 times a day. And these are the main suggestions. Easy to clean and easy for your baby to sit on it. And the other thing you're gonna need is an apron, a full apron with long sleeves so your baby won't mess their clothes 3 times a day. If you don't want to change them 3 times a day, I suggest the apron. These ones that are like plastified on the outside, so easy to clean. And then a silicone bib, ideal the ones that has like a little pocket, so if they throw food, they can still grab it and eat. And then definitely an open cup and 2 spoons. We went with the easy peasy one. There are food grade silicone, very easy for the baby to manage. The cup is small enough for her to use it. Also, drinking from an open cup, it's recommended over a sippy cup because they will learn how to swallow and not just suck. And it helps also the oral development. And then the 2 spoon, because when you're letting the baby feeding themselves with the spoon, they're not gonna let it go. So you will load the second spoon and offer it to your baby so they can give you the first spoon. And then a plate with some type of suction so the baby will not throw it. We went with the easy peasy one, but if I would go back, I wouldn't suggest that one because now that she's grown and a little bit stronger, she's able to grab it and just throw it. And when they are full or bored, they will start throwing the plate for sure. So another good one that I saw a lot of good reviews about is one that is on Amazon. Is a bamboo one with a suction system in the bottom. I will link it down below. And these are all of my suggestions and experience with baby-led weaning, that it's been 100% positive so far and enjoyable for the whole family. And I hope your journey with baby-led weaning will be also great, and I hope that this video will help you somehow. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like or subscribe to our channel. It will help us a lot. And see you on the next one. Bye.